So, because the last video had I'm so sorry, because the last envelope I sent out, working with an implant here, so please I apologize for my inconsistent speech, but it's an implant interfering with my ability to talk right now. I sent this envelope out 2 weeks ago by certified mail. I gotta do it again because the United States Postal Service lost this certified mail, so I got to do it again. Here's the letter that I'm sending to the town of Delavan Municipal Court for the appeal, to appeal the case. Here's the cashier's check. Here's the envelope, and here's it's addressed to. So this is the exact same post office that I sent the last one from. And I am going to try to send this again. So here we go. Here we go. Let's send it again. I think someone is trying. Oh, stop me from. Hi.
Hey, good for you.
I want to send this out by certified mail.
Okay.
I got an envelope.
I got certified slip too. All right.
It's slip, the envelope, the check, the contents, and there is that.
So just get all that stuff packaged up inside here.
You got it. Okay. That's not it. All right. So, envelope, the check, letter, envelope. Alright, seal it closed. Make sure it's all in there. Wait, crap. As you can see, there's an envelope. The check is there as well. And there's somewhere. Alright. Okay, sealed the envelope. Envelope is sealed. There it is. There we go. Check, letter, sealed. So, do they reimburse you if they lose your certified mail?
They don't.
They don't.
No, it's just basically as a tracking number, provides official legal proof that you've mailed it off.
Oh. Oh.
And paperwork doesn't have insurance on it.
No, I mean like because I paid the $5.68 to certify the mail.
Right. That doesn't have any kind of insurance on it.
Oh, so it doesn't like guarantee it'll get there. It's just a tracking.
It has tracking and provides official proof that you've mailed it off. Correct.
Okay.
So penalty statement there says the responsible content for package mailing.
All right. Is there any way I can get this there tomorrow?
You would have to do. Actually, probably not. We don't have express overnight anymore.
Oh.
So, anything liquid, fragile, perished, potentially has liquid batteries, perfume, mercury, or aerosols.
Holy crap, that sucks, man. You put a lot of faith in the post office to get your mail there on time, or like they say they would, and then they lose your mail. It's like a huge disappointment.
Any stamps or greeting cards today?
No.
Quick survey on the screen for you.
Oh. Does that happen a lot?
No.
Where mail is lost? No.
It was a 677. tracking number is there. It's right at the bottom.
All right. Does it say estimated Monday?
It's expected on Monday. Yep.
Got it. Thank you. So, I guess some people don't like being honest. When you what do you call it? When you go to the post office, you mail a letter out, especially by certified mail, you expect it to arrive. He just told me it doesn't happen that often, and there's no guarantee your mail will arrive by certified mail. It's just like a tracking service, and like evidence that you mailed something. So something was mailed. That's not really. That's it. What do we got to pay to guarantee something arrives at its destination? What do we got? How much does that cost? But anyways, I stood here 2 weeks ago and I told a story about being sexually harassed, tortured, and insulted with implants, or tortured with implants, genitals electrocuted, and made a point that everything I've said about the advanced weightlifting system is true, and everything, and if there was no issues in civilization, or group of people trying to prevent my success, then I wouldn't have been convicted in municipal court for a constitutional right violation, even though a lot of people say municipal courts have the freedom to not follow the superior court decisions, or they're not expected to always do that. That's a lie. You're supposed to uphold the Constitution at all times. And the fact that it wasn't upheld is an indicator, and several other court systems have followed suit. It's an indication that there are people working to hurt my constitutional rights. So I mailed it off again. This time it should get there. It's supposed to arrive. The appeal process is something I think a lot of gay community members or Freemasons don't want to see happen, because they're afraid of having to acknowledge I do have rights. They don't want to be hypocritical. They've been telling everybody in the community, in civilization, in society, that I don't have any rights. It's okay to hurt me, torture me, abuse me, sexually harass me, mistreat me, because I have no rights in this civilization. And if they uphold the Constitution anywhere in this country, with a court order that makes it evident I have a right, a constitutional rights, they look like hypocrites and liars. They look like they don't control things. They don't make decisions in this country. So I think losing my mail was, to many, a small thing, but if you're overburdened, or if you live life alone, there's a chance that having to mail this again could be too much of a hassle for you to do it twice. Or it's very insulting. It insults, like a lot of black people when they were slaves, or right after they weren't slaves anymore, they always had to do things twice. They had to do twice the amount of work as everybody else. So I think there are people in the gay community, people who still believe in slavery, and in truth, the slavery was just for sex and cheap labor, and that's what some people are still practicing today. And the only people who like to have sex with men who are slave owners or male slave owners are gay men. So there are gay Freemasons who used to exist in the South, who are up here in the North doing exactly what they used to do in the South, but they're using technology to prove that they have slaves. There's some type of law enforcement thing, squad car over there. But instead of being out in the open and telling people I own slaves, they're being closeted. They're using technology to hide the fact that they have ownership of people. Use an implant to torture and rape someone and tell that person you belong to them. Torture them with an implant, and then you can get away with the damage you did to that person. So I'm here doing my best to tell that there is somebody using technology in my body to torture me and rape me and tell me to have sex with gay men and then treat me in broad daylight like I was like some person who just stopped being a slave yesterday or is still a slave today. And then there's all these dudes with mustaches. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a man with a mustache, like a gay man's mustache. You know what I'm talking about? That's a clear indication that you're in the gay community. And then dudes who wear tight pants and shake their butts as they walk to draw attention to themselves. They'll say or do something to you to grab your attention and then sexually harass you right after that. Wiggle their butts as they walk. So it draws attention. Your eyes are drawn to their attention-grabbing behavior, and it's a sexually unwanted behavior. But anyways, so Freemasons found a way to make people slaves in broad daylight. They use technology. So the people who used to be slave owners are still slave owners with technology. And people, I think numerous people knew this, that there are individuals who decided to come back with an and lie to people about. So first they created the mental health hysteria, and then to cover up the fact that they were actually using technology to hurt people. So the technology can create the illusion of a mental health illness, and since most people have heard of schizophrenia and they learn to accept it as someone who hears voices, they never imagined that you can also use cell phone, like use an implant to imitate schizophrenia and torture and rape somebody with that same tool. You can give them dementia, you can give them loss of memory, you can give them any sort of disorder you can possibly think of if you put an implant in their bodies. Now, I'm very smart, but I'm not smart enough to come up with a way to rape and torture someone and never get caught and cover it up. So gay people in the gay community, Freemasons who used to own slaves, back when slavery was public and well known, decided to go back and do it again while no one was, and in a way no one would suspect or accept as the truth. Because it's too awful. It is unbelievable that someone would put implants in children and rape and torture these children and stop them from being able to tell anybody. Right? Well, I'm telling somebody. And I refuse to be Abraham Lincoln. They keep trying to push me into thinking I'm going to be Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to free people from this implant problem when I turn 35 and save everybody. They keep telling me this crap and then constantly showing motorcades, like the similar vehicles following me, or the logos in front or behind my vehicle to me, to make me believe that when I turn 35, my life will change or I'll become the president of the United States. They also told me that when I got off probation, I started having social media followers and people on social media following me and commenting on me and I'd have a voice to speak to people and tell them my experiences. But that didn't happen either. And even if they wanted me to be assassinated, they're going to pretend or play out this Lincoln assassination or whatnot privately. So I'll just be shot in the head, and then a bunch of people who know what Freemasons actually did, will say, and that crap keeps happening. Everywhere I go, I keep seeing fire trucks or ambulances or police officers where I'm going or on my path to where I'm going, or when I arrive there or shortly after I leave somewhere. It's like the first thing they want me to see is a cop car or a firefighter or a paramedic, something to scare me or to make me feel like what I'm doing causes a panic. But the truth is, these people are using their resources. The Freemasons built this country, and they're using their resources to terrorize me and to make me afraid to say anything. But there's an implant in my body and somebody's electrocuting my genitals. And I did mail this appeal out because I want to get my get my rights, have my rights upheld. I work in this civilization. I was guaranteed civil rights by people who came before, and by a lot of other people. I was told I had civil rights. So I'm gonna appeal this, and oh, forget about that. The technology, torture, implant, slavery. There's an implant in my body. Who cares about this appeal, right? There's a freaking implant in my body. But the appeal is that small breadcrumb that leads to the low that can be put, or if you follow all the breadcrumbs or piece the cookie back together, it creates that piece, the bread loaf, the breadcrumbs back together. You get the loaf of bread that tells you I'm telling the truth. You get all the pieces of the puzzle. Just one small piece of the puzzle that proves to you that I was telling the truth the whole time. And there are people who love the technology pleasure, the pleasure from the technology, and think that when they hear a voice, it's from a religious person or someone with a deep-throated, intimidating voice, or someone who then you hear a voice and you get money handed to you a couple of hours later of someone telling you you're about to be blessed. And it's like they say it's the voice that like some angel or some heavenly figure is telling you something important. With technology, it's an implant. So people follow along because they call it religion. It's science. It's Freemasons torturing and raping people to fulfill their fantasies, their illusions, their creations, their imaginations of civilization, of social order, of friendship, of all these stupid ideas, except real freedom. The reality that everybody has their right to live freely in this country without influence from Freemasons, without someone else's better ideas ruling or controlling their life choices. So I sent this out, and I'm telling again. I'm gonna post this video tonight or tomorrow.